Whoa! Ellen's got a secret stash. Wonder what's inside. What's going on with all the grown-ups? They're acting crazy. First we have this rad movie night where Lena was all nice to me and we watched some really cool films. Now we go to return the tapes. The whole town seems to be all acting like crazed douchebags. Makes me want to just walk up to Sebastian's mom and tell her to eat my shorts. I mean, even the teachers used to be more mellow than this. Movies are supposed to turn us into drug addicts now? That's just the stupidest thing I've ever heard. I'm glad Tit's with me. I've got to do something before this gets gnarly. This is Red Moon Roleplaying.
And as you do, you both see that it's hiding a sort of cavity inside the wall, like somebody's carved out a cavity. And in this cavity is a metal box.
Oh, and I try to reach up to get it. Can I reach?
Yeah, you could probably reach, like you might need to stretch it a little, but you manage to reach in and pull it out.
I look around and I go to the curtain to see that there's still no one in the store.
And so far it seems to be fine. Nobody else seems to be in here.
I'm curious as to what he's taken out of the little cubby hole, but I am a little bit concerned. I'm like, hey, Matches, you know, you're not trying to steal something, are you?
Come on, let's just have a look. I don't know, it could be something rad. Can I open the box or is it locked?
No, it doesn't seem to be locked, and you see that as you put it down, it's been impressed and embossed, and it says USCSS Nostromo on front, and it's got a little like 20th Century Fox officially licensed product down in one of the corners. But there's no lock on it, so you could easily open it.
Cool. This is pretty rad. I'm gonna sit down and open it.
As you do, you unearth the contents of this box. The first thing that's lying on top is a little postcard, and you see the Golden Gate Bridge, and it's got this text written in a sort of rainbow-colored font where it says, "Greetings from San Francisco."
I'll take that up and I read it. Greetings from San Francisco. And I flip it over and read it.
And you see that it's addressed to Ellen, and it says, "I hope to see you here someday," and it's got sort of a lipstick print on it.
She's kissed it. She's kissed the postcard.
I lean over and I don't have much interest in this postcard. I mean, I've been to San Francisco ages ago, and it's not that cool. I mean, it is, but it's not. A postcard isn't. I start pouring at the contents of the box, like what is actually...
So the other two things is you see one is an envelope that's been stamped from the National Board of Health and Welfare, and it's addressed to Ellen. You see the other is a small sort of white paper box that has a pharmacy sticker on it, also with Ellen's name.
I look at the little letter. I'm curious, what's this all about?
And it's been sort of torn up some time ago with a letter knife, but you see that there's a paper inside. And it says, "The National Board of Health and Welfare has hereby approved the application for a name change and enclosed a new personal certificate." The personal certificate does not appear to be in there, though.
Name change? Why would someone want to change their name? Hey, maybe Matches, maybe she's like, maybe your friend's like actually someone else and they've changed their name because like they're up to something. Or something.
Yeah, maybe she's a spy.
Yeah, maybe. And then I look at the final thing, the pharmaceutical.
And like once you open that, you see that it's full of syringes, and they're all labeled with hormone estrogen.
Hey, that's like the syringe that like what's her name took out? Sebastian's mom, isn't it?
Yeah, she had something like that.
Estrogen.
What's that?
Comprehend would work.
Yeah, let's roll comprehend, which would be 4 dice. I got a 6.
What you know is that estrogen is the main female hormones that are pretty much what makes girls girls, or at least what you consider to be girls girls. It's the sort of things that when they got in your age, you started to see breasts and shapes and forms and sizes, and you've heard about people mentioning the word puberty in school, and how the people in 8th grade have been having like classes and learning a lot about puberty and hormones, and that's where you've heard the name estrogen. And
I think I might have, like, perhaps gotten my hands on some random book. Maybe in the library I just looked for pictures of naked girls and found a biology book and read about it. Yeah.
And I look at it and I'm thinking, and I say, but that's not a drug. Is it a drug?
Maybe it is if you take much of it. Maybe you'll, become even more of a girl if you take more of it.
Yeah, but Sebastian's mom was all like, this is proof that the videos are bad for us. I don't really get why you'd... What? I actually am generally trying to think, because I can't figure out why this would be linked to what Sebastian's mom is saying. It seems really weird.
Sebastian's mom is a douchebag. I mean, what's that damage?
I laugh at this because of the words he used. Yeah.
Is that everything? Why would she have that here and not in her home?
I shrug.
I thought it'd be something fun. I'll put it back into the thing. Maybe I'll ask her why she wants those things, and I put it back into the little box, and
you both hear footsteps coming in from the entrance.
I freeze up and just look at Blue Tit.
I kind of take in a deep breath and I just say, like, just get everything back and go out. We're supposed to be here, right? We're supposed to be here. Totally supposed to be here. You were returning videos. Come on. And I start fumbling to put things back.
I shuffle and try to do it together with him.
Sneak.
I get 2 6s.
And then you can hand over one of your successes.
I'm gonna do that. I get it in there quickly, and then I quickly tell Blue Tits, just get low, get in the toilet.
I blink a little, thinking that sounds like a crazy idea, but I do it because okay, and I just quickly dart into the toilet.
And then I go down and I just stand next to the desk as if I was doing nothing bad at all, looking very innocent.
You hear the voices outside, how they're sort of like shuffling around the store, and they're getting closer and closer to the office part. And eventually, like, you can see the faded shadows of 2 people walking towards you. And then you see 2 people coming into the room. And you see that they're both dressed in these sort of like outdoors gear. They've got like camouflage caps and like big outdoorsy jackets, and they both stop and they look at you and I'm like, hey kid, what are you doing in here? I haven't just seen the sign, the store's closed.
Ellen told me to look after the place while she went out to get more estrogen.
They sort of stop and look at each other and say, do you know where she is? Where she went?
No, I don't know where she gets it from, really. Who are you?
We're just local bird watchers.
Bird watchers?
Yeah. And you can see that they both have these like embroidered birds on their jackets.
Huh?
And they look at you and say like, so we're just here to pick up a tape. But you should leave the store now, and we should probably... Are your parents home? We should probably contact them.
Yeah, they're fine. They don't mind. They know I help her out all the time, you know. What, do you want me to tell her something?
Tell her that it's sometimes better to give someone's health up. She'll understand what it means.
While all this is happening, I've got my ear right to the door. I'm leaning against the toilet seat and just sort of like listening to everything.
And I think you could use an investigate here, because you might be lucky enough to hear the other person out in the other room.
Yes, I will investigate with 4 dice. And I got 1-6.
And you're lucky because the good thing with the toilet is you've sort of got because you've got the ventilation system outside. You can hear the other person who's outside in the main store area, and you hear a crack that's probably come from walkie-talkie, and says, "In the video store now, the runaway has not returned. The runaway seems to have friends following new lead up in Stavsborg. After a while, if we jump back to Matches, the other guy comes out and he sort of taps the first bird watch on his shoulder and says, "We gotta go. Now, they've been tasked. They've spotted a new kind of crane out by we gotta go. That's all. You get out of here now. Come with us."
I'm not supposed to come with strangers.
All right, but kid, use the door here, and they open the emergency exit, and they kind of go like, "We need you to leave the store. You can't be in here." Like, orders from higher up.
Okay, I'm just gonna get my things. I left some things in the bathroom.
Yeah, all right, kid. We'll be waiting outside just to make sure you've left.
And so I let them go out, and then I go to the bathroom and I open it up to see Blue Tit standing there.
Yes, and I kind of go over and go, "Hey, Matches, so like, your friend, she must be like a spy, or like maybe she's like on the run or something, because like they're gonna go to some place called Starsburg. They're gonna go to Starsburg, and they say that's the next lead. But like, how do we get out? I look around. Can I see any other exits from this bathroom other than the front door?
Well, luckily enough, it is sort of like facing the emergency exit. So if you're lucky, you could probably run out there while Matches goes out the front door with the other two people.
I look at Matches and I go, "All right, Matches, you go and play whatever they want." But what do they look like? Like, did you see who are these people?
I don't know. I mean, they had these camouflage uniforms. They looked like soldiers, but they said they were bird watchers, and they had these birds on them, on the uniform. And it looks like she is in real trouble. I mean, these guys seem really excited. They needed to take a chill pill.
Okay, right. You go out, and I kind of give him a look to the door, and I just go like, give him a playful like sort of tag. And I just bolt out for the door.
And luckily enough, they're distracted with making sure that Matches gets out. So you luckily bolt out of the door, and you're both outside. And these two, they seem to be walking away to Volvo or something.
And I go out as well, yeah. And I wave to them, and then I try to get over to Blue.
And you manage to do that.
What do we do? How far away is Stavsborg?
Do I know that?
Yes, you do. Stavsborg is an old like factory ruin, which is about a bike ride like 30 to 40 minutes away. So nobody really knows what it was used for, but it was this old factory used during the war to produce something for the military.
And I take out some of the sweets and I hand some over to him and eat some.
I have one, and I'm very torn because I kind of feel that this sounds really fun. Like, we could just watch. I mean, we don't have to do anything. We could just go and, like, see what's going to happen. This is cool. But I also kind of just wanted to go to the beach. I'm generally mulling this over, like, probably quite obviously, actually. You would
Yeah,
notice.
I noticed this, and I say, come on, we need to help her, man. She's a righteous, she's righteous. We need to help her.
Okay, well, how about we just go and look and see what's happening? I mean, we don't want to actually get in trouble or anything.
I mean,
if she's actually a criminal, that's not cool, man. Like, that's bad.
Well, it's not like they were police, so maybe they were the bad guys. Probably they were the bad guys. Remember, she was the one that got us all these cool tapes in the first place.
That's true, and I'm thinking maybe Sebastian's mum is just stupid because, this could be quite cool actually, because maybe this could show that Sebastian's mum isn't that amazing, and maybe then people will think she sucks like they should, because she does suck.
She sucks. Okay, let's see it. Let's go there. I've never been there.
Yeah, no, I think I know the way. Yeah, I know the way, and I will lead on with the bike.
Yeah, and the way over there, you sort of passing by the countryside, you're going up Färingsö, which is the name of the island you're on, and it's quite a lovely but long bike ride. You're passing by the different fields, and you can see some of the robots out working on the fields, but eventually you reach what is close to the old factory area of where this was, and you can see that there's this big fence around from the road and sort of a wood covering the ruined area. So you would need to sort of like once you would get inside the woods, you would be able to get into the actual factory plant area.
Cool. So it's kind of walled off with wood, basically.
Yeah, because it's been abandoned for something like 40 years.
Why would she be in a place like this? And I look at the forest.
Shh. Probably because, like we said, maybe she's like a thief or a spy, or maybe like she's a secret government experiment, and like the Fly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if she's an experiment and she ran away and she needs to change her name? What if she is not actually a human and she has to take estrogen to make her become a girl?
Yeah, like maybe actually she's like an alien or a
like
vampire.
the android.
Oh, I don't
like
know.
the android. You know the android in the film?
It was full of stuff,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Maybe that was estrogen.
Maybe it was estrogen, and maybe he, if you take enough of it, it'll make you actually become fully human.
As I'm saying all of this, I'm very excitedly looking around and see if we can find a way to sort of see what's going on.
And as you do, you see that there's like past some of the forest area, there seems to be a broken fence, but closing in on there, you can see two men spread out on the field, both of them using binoculars and having the same kind of camouflage caps and bird embroidered jackets. And you see here that they have a text on the back that says Färingsö Birdwatchers Club.
Now, I'm not that stupid, but I really don't think these guys are bird watchers. I mean, why would bird watchers be after a person?
Unless she once was a bird, but that sounds really stupid.
Yeah, come on, Matches. I mean, it was cooler when we were talking about aliens. She's not a bird.
We have to try and get by them somehow.
You could possibly try to sneak, or seeing as the grass is kind of tall, it would be possible perhaps to move. Like if you run really fast, you could probably lose them in the grass and they won't see where you're going.
I'm pretty good at running, actually. Well, not the best, but pretty good.
And running, just like sneaking, also is one of those that if you have more than one success, you can give away your success to the other player.
And I kind of just see it opening, and I try and sprint for it. I rolled no sixes.
Do you want to use a luck point to try and re-roll them?
Yes. And still, no sixes.
Do you want to use another luck point? And if you don't, you might end up... I think you're probably going to end up with a condition. And condition is something bad that happens. And it means you're also going to lose like one die per condition you have. But it can also be healed by ending up in different situations where you feel like calm or safe.
Well, in that case, let's use one more luck up. My final luck point to roll one more time. I got a 6.
And what about matches? Do you do something when you see that Peter is sort of just like trying to run past these guards and hoping to sort of lose them in the foliage of the forest?
I gasped because I wasn't ready for it, but I start running after.
Yeah, so move for you too then, which is body, and you should probably also have 4 die if I'm not reading incorrectly.
Yeah, and I get a 6.
And what happens is that Peter gets very distracted when he's noticing that you're running with him, and he's sort of looking away, and he's just about to sort of turn and run straight into one of the guards, but when he notices that, oh wait, no, I gotta keep looking at where we're going, he's looking forward, and you're both running past these birdwatchers as fast as you can, and perhaps they've noticed you, but if they did, you're long gone. You're past them in high grass and high foliage. And passing through that, you come to what is the entrance to the old factory. It's a large sort of like brick building that's, after years and years, have sort of been semi-swallowed by the forest growing on it. And from here is like a large cast iron door that will take you inside of the actual factory.
I'm having the largest rush right now, running past them and them noticing us, but then losing us. It makes me giggle with excitement.
Yeah, I take a moment to catch my breath, but I mean, the second we're in and I see the door, I just go, come on, let's just get inside. And I just try to open the door and get us inside, just so they can't see us if they are following.
And the door opens with sort of a loud creak of like old rusted metal, but you get inside and it's slightly cool, damp, and rather dark. You're noticing that from here it leads into a corridor area, but seeing as this was sort of a factory area, there are no windows and none of the lights have worked for decades, most likely, so soon you're going to be entering what is pretty much total darkness, more or less.
I start going in and I take out my lighter to just see if I can light the way a little bit.
He won't see the expression on my face, but I do actually look a little relieved to see he actually brought a lighter, because I totally didn't really prepare for this. And I come behind him and I'm just like, right, so where do we go now?
And the light, of course, helps illuminate a bit. It only illuminates like the area right closest to you, perhaps mostly a meter in front, but you're walking deeper and deeper into the factory. It's corridors snaking around, and it feels almost like walking into a maze, because you can only really see what's directly in front and not barely what was behind you. It sort of feels like an alien when they're walking in the alien nest at the beginning of the film, and you can somewhere here and there hear like faint drops of old damped up water falling from the ceiling as you get deeper and deeper inside.
I'm looking around wide-eyed, and it feels, just like we're in one of the films yesterday, and I start thinking of that and get a bit of a chill down my back.
I'm a little nervous. After all, it's just the two of us, and I'm kind of wondering if this was actually the right thing to do. But I am curious, and obviously I would never show that I was even remotely worried to anyone, never mind matches. So I just sort of smile and go, well, I guess we go this way. And I just sort of point forwards.
And eventually that way leads out into sort of a really, really large factory room. Here you notice that this was the old sort of like factory headquarters, and you can see the old like conveyor belts and machines, and you see this metal catwalk with this sort of like metal grating stairwell leading up, and at the faint end you can see it says administration. And the reason you can see this is on top of that catwalk are the only windows you've seen since you've entered the factory, and they're giving up some faint sunlight, all of it mostly directed onto the catwalk itself.
Cool. And I move up to one of these robots, and I poke at it.
Whatever it is, it might have been a robot, it might have been something else. It's an old, rusted machine, but you can see the old, the Riks Energy logo in front of it. But whatever it is, it's been sort of eaten away by rust and time during all of these years of having been left
I wonder if there's anything still working in here.
Maybe. I start trying to go up to the windows and very carefully take a little peek out of them, just see like if there's anyone outside and what's going on out there.
And as you start to sort of walk up the stairs, you can almost feel like so many of those like metal grating stairs, how it almost like vibrates with you for every step you take, because it's sort of like shifting and moving with you. And you can hear the noise the metal makes as it creaks when you walk up it. And the matches, are you still on the ground, or are you following up?
I'm going to follow up as well.
And after having like investigated the different machines, whatever they are or have once been, most of them are broken and old. And you're also now walking up the stairs, and both of you can sort of feel it almost shifting more and more as you walking almost in tandem, and it's the stair is finding its own rhythm that's following you. But eventually you get up to the top of it, and you're about 3 meters up in the air, and you can look out towards the factory, or, well, what you can see, it's still incredibly dark, but you can see the faint end that it says administration, and that seems to have been the old office area. But peeking out the windows, you can sort of peek out and see most of it having been filled with foliage that's grown out, but you see that the old walled-off area of the factory seems mostly empty and desolate and alone.
I let out a bit of a bored huff. The building was kind of cool at first, but I'm now not seeing anything, and I'm starting to wonder if this is actually that much fun, and I say this aloud to Match as I go, Matches, is your friend even here? Maybe I got it wrong.
Well, they were here. The bird watchers. This has to be here. And I would look into the offices.
And as you're looking into the offices, you make a sudden realization. The walls from the offices are moving. The walls downstairs are moving. You can see as if it's a sea rippling, and more you see these shapes coming out of the walls. Like they said in the movie, they're coming out of the walls, they're coming out of the goddamn walls. And all of these different dark shapes are coming all towards you. And you hear these voices almost echoing inside of the factory. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you?
I try and put on a brave face, but I'm actually really scared now, and I sort of just back up to the window, and I'm trying to make sense of what's going on. Like, what?
What are you doing here? What are you doing here? What are you doing here?
Nothing! And I look to Matches, and I'm starting to try and clamber down the stairs.
Oh.
And as you're heading towards the stairs, you're also seeing that all of these like dark shapes are moving towards the stairs and trying to block you from moving down. And then
We're looking for our friend.
Who is your friend? Who is your friend? Who is your friend?
Her name is Ellen.
Ellen! Ellen, what has she done to you?
Nothing.
Then why? Who sent you? Who sent you? Who has sent you?
There are lots of...
No one sent us. We just wanted to come in here and see what was going on, and we want to go now.
We want to get safe from the bird watchers.
Safe from the bird watchers, you say? And out of these dark shapes, Ellen walks onto the catwalk. We see that one of her glasses has a completely cracked right eye, and she's all red underneath her eyes. You can see that she's holding her hands behind her back. She turns her head backward and says, "It's fine. These guys are with me." And as she says that, you see that these dark, mysterious, scary, monstrous shapes move into the light, and as they move into the light, you see that they're people. You see two guys holding hands. You see some of them having quite a bit of darker skin, and some of them having different disabilities. for example, one you see with cerebral palsy.
Whoa. Wow.
I kind of calm a little as, I guess, seeing them, they are people, right? They're not really scary, dark cubes. I feel a little stupid that I was so scared. But I'm really confused. I just sort of just looked to matches and then looked to Ellen like, what's going on?
Ellen says, you know the PTA, right? And
Yeah.
how they seem to dislike everything that's fun.
Yeah. They were at the video store today. We were about to return the tapes and stuff, but you weren't there, and then, like, all these douchebag moms come in and they're all like, this is bad and we need to take out all the bad films like some righteous bastards. It was like, I mean, where's the beef?
And you can see that she sort of looks upon you in a horrified expression and she says, oh no. You see, they have this tape they made, the PTA. This sort of like really cheesy commercial. And then two of the two guys that are holding hands are saying, well, Ellen told us about it and how it's about like how everybody's supposed to be perfect. It's just over the last couple of weeks, they bullied all of us who won't be perfect in their sense. We're the people that has always had to live a bit far away from everything, and once they started taking over, they drove us out here. You
live here?
Yeah, we're the people that live in the shadows. And they all kind of snicker and say, yeah, the shadow people. But we're all always used to living in the shadows anyway. But then Alan turns back to you and says, but if they succeed with what they do, we're gonna have to live in the shadows forever. And you can see that she moves her hands up in front of her body, and you can see that they're all red around the wrists. And she says, yesterday when I was closing up the shop, the PTA grabbed me, they kidnapped me, and they took me to the school. That's where they have their headquarters. And they tried to show me that video. There were lots of other people, and they strapped me to the chair, but the video didn't work on me. They said that it was because I was too affected. I don't know what they meant by that, but they got so frustrated and left me alone, and I escaped out here, but I know they're planning something big. They're keeping all the information of what it is in the school, and if Jeanette and the rest of them succeeds, then they all kind of band together and say, we can never come back then.
So what's the deal with these bird watchers?
Lousy disguises, most likely. I mean, who'd watch for birds in the middle of the day or the afternoon? And a lot of them chuckles. And a girl says, well, I like to watch birds all the time. And more people chuckle.
I'm confused.
I cross my arms a little and I say, so, they've made you all come out here and live here, but this is stupid. Like, surely this isn't legal. Like, you said in the school they've got some proof of what they're doing, yeah? Well, this is stupid. Maybe if we get, like, maybe if we go to the school and get what there is, then we can show it to, like, the police, and then, like, everyone will know. And if everyone knows, because I for one think that people shouldn't have secrets, so if everyone knows their secret, then everyone will realize that they're the stupid people.
And Ella looks at you and says, yeah, please do that. It's just, they're looking for me and they'll be looking for all of us. We can't go there, but if you can get into the school and find out what it is they're doing and stop it, then please do that. It's our only shot. And if they're keeping stuff there, that's perfect. That's the evidence.
Yeah. You wanna do it? And I look at the blue kid.
Yeah, of course. 'Cause Sebastian's mum sucks, and this is just stupid. And yeah, I mean, I'm not really perhaps understanding the actual gravity of the situation, but I don't think it's cool that people are having to hide in a place, and these people seem fine to me. And the PTA are just losers. So I'm totally thinking, and of course my main drive in life is I've always hated secrets. So I feel this needs to be revealed. So I cross my arms and go, yeah, sure, we'll help you guys out. We'll break into the school, we'll find out what's going on, me and Matches, and we're going to take it to the police, and they'll have to believe us, because we'll have evidence.
And we're super bad.
And Ellen kind of goes like, even if you're kids, it's everybody kind of, when they hear the word grab evidence, show to police, they'll go like, yeah, that's a really good idea. Like, then, like, if you stop that, you show the evidence, we can come back. I can probably even come back to the store.
We'll go back then where we came from.
So go to school, and it seems like they're planning something big, so be quick about it.
They're outside though. Just thought you should know. There are bird watchers outside.
And then you see all of the people from earlier, how they sort of like put on these like dark hoodies, and they back up against the wall. We'll be fine. And some of them says, sorry, we've always had a bit of a, for the theatrical. And Ellen kind of chuckles when she hears that.
I'm pulling you towards the entrance. And I'm like, Matches, so, we need to get into school. But it's closed, isn't it? But I think I can get us in. Yeah, I can get in.
Yeah?
Cause, what's his name? What's that, stupid janitor you like to sometimes talk with?
I don't know. I think his name is Bertil.
Yeah, listen, maybe we can get him to let us in, because he'd still be at the school even after closing hours, and like, I know you think I don't know, but I know that you do something with him. He talks to you, he's not that bad. We could use that to get in.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, let's go there. And I sound a bit nervous, but I agree to what he says.
And you bike back. It's about a 30 minutes ride back to town, so to speak. And you're heading to Bertil's place, right?
Yeah.
And he doesn't live too far away from the school. Well, if you live in Stenhamra, nothing is too far away from anything. But you knock on his door. And he answers and says, what are you doing here? You're in the summer break, aren't you?
I'm the one to speak. And I say, look, I forgot something really important in school, and teachers say I have to finish it as a part of the over the summer homework. It's just basically a reading list of books that I got, and it's just, we all got different reading lists, so I can't take anyone else's.
Oh, wow. And he sort of looks upon you with some pity.
Yeah, I'm gonna try empathize.
Yeah, I'll sort of step forwards and offer my assistance on this, sort of smiling and going like, yeah, we'd be really grateful if he let us in, because, his parents said they'll be really mad if he loses his, the thing.
And so you're gonna get one bonus die from getting the help there from Peter as well.
Okay. So then I'll have 4. And I get a 6.
And he sort of looks upon you with pity and says, alright, well, I'm on vacation. My plan was to sort of go fishing and all of this ruckus with the culture festival, and if I run into that blasted Juanette thing one more time, I'm gonna go crazy. So here's what we do. And he takes out a little key and says, you didn't get this from me, and you drop it in my mailbox once you're done. Deal?
Deal, I say, and I smile, and I take it from him. Me and Bertil have a bit of a history together, so I send him a knowing glance, because I know that he knows that he can trust me.
Yeah. And he feels that he can trust you. At least, like, enough to borrow the key for this, because he takes a bit of a pity on you, and he wants to help out.
You're the best, I say, and as I run back to my bike.
Yeah, I mean, I say thanks, but I'm a bit more terse because one good deed doesn't get him off for all the tellings off. But, at least he's helped out. I'm really glad that I knew he'd help, though, because, I always know my contacts. I know who knows who, and I'm glad this worked out. So I ride over and go, see, Matches, I told you he'd help you. Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah, I didn't think he would actually let us have the key, but that was rad.
And eventually you arrive at the school, which is not too far away. And I'm just sort of sending in the map there. And the Stenhamra skolan is a very, very sort of flat school. It's like a one floor school. And as you approach, you see that there's one Volvo 740 parked outside.
Do we come from the parking?
Yeah, most likely, because that's the way from the Solbacka road. So either that, or like you can at least see towards the parking.
Okay. Do I know where the PTA room is?
Roughly, because it'd be close to the teacher's room. So.
And I ride up with a bike, and I look around for people, but I try to park my bike where it's a bit off.
Sort of like drop it in a set of bushes or something.
Yeah.
And I'm a little excited. I've got my Walkman with me that I've sort of been listening to every time we're riding along, and I turn it off and I'm just like, it's a good thing we got the key. I mean, actually breaking in would be really dangerous.
Yeah, I'm mostly excited. I feel a little bad for lying to Bertil, but I think he kind of knows that I lied, so maybe it's okay anyway.
And once he's positioned himself, I'll sort of take the key off him. Be like, well, come on then, let's get in. I need to do this quick, right? We need to do it like that, like spies. We need to be really quiet.
And I let him take the key, and I nod, and then I follow him instead.
And you both come into the school, and the school is very, very empty and desolate. Kind of weird to be in the school in the middle of summer break. I mean, who would want to go here at this time?
It's kind of exciting too, because it's empty.
But you can also hear, coming from the hallways, that there seems to be somebody patrolling inside. There's some sort of god of sorts walking around.
Oh, man. Who would that be? I say to Matches.
Probably a birdwatcher.
Well, do my best to sort of go to the door that the key opens, and I'll start opening it, but I try and be very quiet, because I want to try and get in and see if we can see who this person is and get around them somehow.
And as you've entered through the main entrance, you can sort of spot, like, far down a hallway, luckily with the back turn and turning towards another of the hallways. They haven't spotted you. A person in a suit and one of those PTA pins and one of those, like, overcrossed horror movie pins. So the person connected to the PTA is walking around inside the halls, patrolling.
I can't believe they're here on a summer's day. It's so weird.
I know, right? But hey, if you're into trouble, I frown a little, because I don't really want to do it. Use this, but I go, in an emergency, I mean, it is school. I show him my Walkman. Maybe this could be a really good distraction. And, I mean, hopefully they won't, like, take it. Like, it's school. Like, surely they'll just put it in lost property or something.
Ah, that's the cool idea. Or maybe I could take one of these, and I take out a cigarette from my pocket, and I say, and I can put this under a smoke detector, and we could set up the fire alarm.
Matches, that will make everybody come, like the fire department and stuff.
Yeah, but it would be cool.
Well, maybe my idea first, yeah, but maybe if it's an emergency. And I shall actually let Matches lead the way, as it occurs to me he's a lot better at being where he's not supposed to be. And I go, alright then, you know the way to the PTA, right? You can lead the way.
I know it all too well, so I'll start making my way there, but being really careful about this guard.
And you sort of try, start to move in closer, and you can see where the hallway is, but it's also this hallway where the guard will occasionally pass, so you would need to get by this guard just to get into the room itself.
Okay.
I frown a little and I go, all right. Okay, come on, you've not done me wrong now. And I will get my Walkman, remove the headphones, and I'll sort of turn on the little radio, actually, that it has as well. It's a Walkman and radio. It's very fancy. And I will get ready to sort of turn it on, and then I'm going to try and throw it in the opposite direction of where we are and hope it distracts the guard.
I think maybe we'd call this move, because you gotta throw it and you gotta run, but you're gonna get the bonus for the iconic item, and that's worth 2 die.
2 dice, so that means I get with move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dice. Okay. I press play and I throw it, and a really cool song immediately comes on. Ah, 2 6s.
And as you do, like, you throw it out and you can hear the music blasting. The guard hears it too and runs over there, quick in that direction. And as you see the guard do that, you got free pass. Your feet are carrying you quicker than the wind, and you get inside the PDA room. You're safe and in here.
Nice, I've taken a deep breath and I'm happy the plan worked. Although I really do hope they just put it in Lost and Found, or they even leave it, because I need to get that back at some point.
But you get into the PTA room and you see that they've taken those like cots they have with televisions and VCRs, and they've put up a set of those inside the room, and they're all playing that commercial video that was playing in the video store. And in front of them are all of these different chairs with straps around the hands and ankles. And you can see that these TVs are connected to a big computer, much more advanced than any of your friends' Commodores you've seen at the time. Placed right near it is a manila envelope, and then up on the wall is all of the planning for the festival. And you can see glitter pens having been used, and it's colorful and sparkly, and it has the schedule of what's going on.
What's this? This is so weird.
I kind of frown a bit and go, we don't have time to look at that. Come on, help me look. And I start immediately trying to like filter through the drawers of the big desk, because I think that must be her desk.
And as you look through the drawers, you find that there's this like big manila colored envelope, and it's got a huge stamp on it that says top secret.
My eyes widen as I immediately try and open it. I mean, actually, I try to be careful, even though I'm excited.
As he's doing this, I'm going to go up to the big computer and try to turn it on and try to use calculate to figure out what it's supposed to do.
So we can start with you rolling for calculate, meanwhile.
I seem to have some trouble getting it to work. Maybe it's a different kind of starting program.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use the luck point, try to get a grip on it. And I get 1 6.
And as you do, you realize that what it is that you can see that the computer is connected to these videos, and it's sort of feeding these different messages, like the ones that said like idyllic and the idyllic neighborhood, but it's also like including more and more of how like the discussing like how to be a role model, how to follow proper culture, and that these messages seem to sort of get programmed into the videos.
Okay, so that's its purpose, sort of.
Yeah, and it's using, like, you see that it's using these different phrases like build a new era, total obedience, fitting in.
Huh. Okay, so that's the purpose. And I'm gonna ask the question, is it illegal, this?
We're gonna get to that, because I think we got an envelope to open, don't we? Because while you've been perusing the computer, you've been holding this wonderful piece of information and that folder that is inside. And I'm supposing you open the envelope.
I do.
And as you pull out, you see that there's this huge folder, and it's marked with Jeanette Adolfsson, hypnotic programmer, FOA. And FOA is the Swedish abbreviation for Försvarets forskningsanstalt, which pretty much means the Science Institute of the Swedish Defense Department. And so she's a hypnotic programmer, and this seems to be her report. And if you would like, you can use a comprehend to fully understand what it's discussing.
Yeah, because I'm thinking hypnotic. I think I know what that means. Yeah, let's do that. I roll 4 dice. And I get 1 6.
And as you read through it, you realize, like, it's discussing her report of how she's noticed that people, when they are watching television, enter an almost hypnotic state. And how they're incredibly focused on what they're watching and are then very open to different kinds of subliminal messages, and how she's developed this software to program in these messages to people. But more and more she's discussing these tests she's done, and she's also discovered that whenever somebody's exposed to a piece of media with an extreme emotional response, the hypnotic, the programming is completely broken, and they're sort of like reset and awoken from the hypnosis. And she's described these tests as like different movies she's exposed people to, and they've all came back with the same result: hypnosis broken. And the movie list includes everything from Jaws, Halloween, The Fog, Scanners, and the like. All the different movies she's tried, and they're all making the hypnosis be breaking it.
And I kind of just, even though I'm a kid, I kind of just immediately go to, hey, so I think like they're trying to like hypnotize people. That's like vampires sometimes can do. Yeah, and they tell you what to do, and they're trying to do it to everybody. But good, cool films make people not hypnotized. And that's why they don't like them. That they want to get rid of the horror films, because then they can like make everyone like culture and be boring and maybe even like be mean to people, like the people hiding at the factory. That must be it.
Ah, all right. So that's why they don't want us to see the films, and why they want anyone to see them. Do you think she brainwashed all those people? Then that.
Yeah, totally.
Oh wow. That's big. I mean, this computer here is set to sort of analyze people and, well, help them sort of, turn them into these zombies then.
Yeah, zombies. Exactly. Wow. Do you think this is enough? I continue to look around the office because I'm not 100% convinced this is enough proof, but maybe it is. I don't know.
And what can we do?
And as you're sort of perusing the office, you spot the different schedules for the Culture Festival. You see that tonight at 6 o'clock, which is roughly about an hour, it says, intro speech and movie by head of PTA, Jeanette Adolfsson.
Oh no.
What?
They're gonna show the movie to everyone and get everyone brainwashed.
Oh my gosh, you're right, yeah! What can we... Wait! What can we do? I don't know, what can we do? Do we have time to go to the police? It might be too late.
We gotta show everyone something else. What if we show them, what if we change the movie and show them like Jaws or something, and they'll break totally the hypnotic stuff and maybe it'll just be her left, and everybody else will get back to normal again.
Yeah! Oh, do we still have the films? Oh, where can we get the films? Do we have to go back to the video store?
I don't know. And I look around the office. Is there any sign of them here?
Investigate.
Yes, I'll look around as well. But I also do not get a success.
You can choose to take a condition to re-roll the die.
I shall choose to take a condition to re-roll the dice. still fail.
And right now, I think right now, you're probably feeling scared. You're scared that how are you going to succeed? How are you going to do this? And as you're investigating and looking for some of the movies, you've not come up with anything yet.
I'm going back to the computer again, and I'm trying to program it to see if I could figure out what I can do with it, if I can reverse the effect somehow, or maybe even broadcast a reversed effect.
To do that would be, you would need at least 2 successes to succeed with that.
And that I get 2 6s.
And you manage to get into what is a very, very complicated operating system. But you realize that, you could definitely change the programming that's on these videos, but seeing as it's not sort of like broadcasting over a signal, it's broadcast locally and like actually recorded physically onto these tapes, it would only work on the tapes right near here.
Well, that's still good. We can do it so that it's on the tapes in here, and...
But you do see one other thing, which is the catalog. Is a little file called catalog.txt.
That's also good. I set it to program the tapes, and I open the catalog.
And what it does is it's sort of it's listing all of it says confiscated movies, and it lists a cupboard number, which is like the next door cupboard.
That's cool, but it's more fun if we actually reprogram the message, and I take one of the videos from here to have them sort of show that at the festival.
Oh, definitely. And what do you reprogram it to say?
I reprogram it to sort of be a propaganda video about Jeanette, where it's a sort of a documentary about her, about what she has done and where she comes from and what her goal is. And
seeing as this is like pretty much because it doesn't really properly change the video. So the video is pretty much the one that was before, but you're hearing different voices and how parts of the video sort of gets distorted to have people hear and see this message. So you can sort of see how the video starts to drift and how some of the voices don't really match up anymore because but it seems to be working because now they're suddenly saying how Jeanette is a fraudulent dictator abusing her power. She's spreading false rumors about innocent people and just this whole, pretty much like I say, expository propaganda.
Yeah, and I add in the end, like, also she is a douche.
Of course. And you sort of see, which is like the end shot, which is this whole like family like smiling, looking into the camera, and then they all turn and say, Jeanette is a douche.
And I feel a little bit better, but I'm a little bit like, oh, come on, matches, are you done? Like, we should get out of here before they come back. We don't have much time.
Yeah. And I press the eject button to get the video out.
And you manage to get it out. You have your own like reprogrammed video.
Oh, this was fun. But we don't have much time. Okay, let's hurry to the festival.
And as you pass through the hallways, you see in the lost and found box sticking up your Walkman.
And I grab it and I feel...
you definitely do feel better. You still have your condition, but it's nice to have it back. Not too far away from you, you come to the festival area, which has now been filled to the brim with people. Everybody's there. If it's like everything from perhaps even your parents to your neighbors, class neighbors, people you like. It's flocking with people. And they're all in front of the stage, getting ready for the big event. Facing the stage is this sort of like tower with all of the different controls. And as we are about to enter the showdown, you're going to meet something that's called an extended trouble. What this means is that you're both gonna make up a sort of a plan, And we're gonna play that out, that each of you gets sort of part of your scene in the plan to finish it. And we're gonna collect all of your successful die into a pool. And you need at least 6 successful die to complete it without any consequence. But if you get 3 or more in total, we can sort of start to bargain to get you there. And you see that there's also one person, of course, up in the control tower.
So I think we need to get you somehow into the control tower to get the video. I could try and, on my part, make a really big distraction where I want to try and get near the stage, and if they're not allowing me to go up, I've got really... I was told by someone to make a really big public service announcement or something, and I'll go up there and I'm going to start reading it out, and all of this I'm going to try and get through by being really charming about it.
You can try to like sort of convince them that because you are sort of representing the youth there, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I'll go. Yeah, my initial gambit will be going in to support it. It's like I just really want to, like, I represent like one of the clubs at school, and I've got all these signatures, and we just really want to show how happy we are for this all to be happening. And I'm going to try and charm myself up there, and then when I'm up there, I'm going to try and just go on and on and on as much as possible, giving my friend as much time to hopefully get up there and, yeah, not be too distracted.
Absolutely. So you're going to be trying to use charm while you're on stage.
Yes.
And matches.
I'm going to meanwhile trying to sneak up to the control room and, exchange the video as sneakily as possible and show everyone that I am the #1 troublemaker and have a heroic moment kind of thing.
Absolutely. That sounds wonderful. You're sort of setting the stage. There are lots of people here, lots of gods, but also a big crowd to blend into. Jeanette walks up on stage and starts saying, "Dear citizens of Stenhamra, we are gathered here tonight because we want to celebrate culture, and we want to celebrate cultural values. Values built on good foundations, and values we together form ourselves." And right about here, the school club comes on stage and starts to read out the list. Charm.
Yes. And I'm really a little bit nervous as I managed to get this all together. Because I'm still quite scared that this is all quite big, actually, what I'm doing. So it's kind of exciting, though. And I roll 7 dice, -1, because I'm scared. And I get 2 successes. 2 6s for the pool.
And here it's also like if you take more conditions afterwards, those are gonna translate directly into successes. So we start with that you have 2 successful die. Do you want to take a condition as well, directly?
Yes, I shall take a condition as I get up on stage and start.
And as you walk up on stage, you're scared. You start to talk, and the whole, like, you're seeing the spotlight shining in your face, and all of this, I would definitely say that you're upset is your extra condition. Because you're upset that this person of power has gotten this far, and most importantly, you're upset of something else. Right next to Jeanette, she's holding her head and putting a hand on the shoulder of the son that he is so proud of, and you hear the words come out of the speaker. "Oh, and we're so happy to have the club up here tonight, and especially my wonderful son Sebastian." And you hear everybody applaud. But luckily the mic is soon yours, and you start to talk. What are you saying?
I am saying, so here's the thing. The PTA, yeah, they're like, they think they're like really cool. I'm deliberately really being slow about it because I keep looking towards the tower where I'm really hoping that Matches is in there. And the thing is, actually, it turns out, yeah, PDA, actually they're not that cool. And I know what you're going to say. And I point at Jeanette and I go, you're going to say, oh, why is that? Well, guess what? I've got a bunch of reasons. And here's like number one. And I start listing off, to be honest, initially a lot of actually very subjective reasoning. Like, they're not very cool, or they don't let you do what you want to do. Because I'm, again, trying to make this last as long as possible. But then, if I see any sort of actual resistance coming to take me off stage, is when I'll start mentioning actually a few of the things that have been happening. I'll start mentioning that they're trying to control people with films, and they're trying to, like, brainwash people, and we've seen it, I've seen it, and we know, and there's all these people at the old factory, and they're hiding there because they think that people don't like them anymore. It's all because of Mrs. Jeanette.
And you're seeing that, like, people are gathering in the audience to come pick you up, but luckily this is creating a huge ruckus. And already matches have been able to sneak up close to the tower, but now you gotta sneak in and change the video. Sneak.
I get 3 successes.
While this is happening, everybody is looking towards the stage and the ruckus that's going on. You expertly sort of sneak in, and I'm imagining you sort of climbing in and actually sort of changing the videotape without the technician even noticing you've been there. And you climb down, and eventually people are sort of trying to rush on stage, and Jeanette just sort of grabs the microphone and yells, "Show them the video! Show them the video! All we need to do is show them the video! Press play now!" And of course she does. Well, what she's expecting is the new era film. She's expecting to reprogram everybody. But suddenly the words are blasting out. Jeanette Adolfsson is trying to reprogram all of you, and they're laying up the evidence, and they're telling who she's working for and how she's pretty much made the whole town into her own personal guinea pigs. And of course, the speaker ends up blasting out for the whole town to hear, "Jeanette Adolfsson is a douchebag." And with those words ending, you see all of the people that were previously sort of rushing towards to grab Peter rush forward to grab Jeanette. You see these people in suits with this pin from Ekerö, which means that they're from sort of like community commission and local politicians. They come forward and they start yelling at her. Voices are high, and you see police officers stopping by, and they take her in custody.
And just before she's, like, taken off the stage, I give her a smile, and I go, "Looks like you missed one video, Nasty."
And she sort of, like, looks at you with complete rage, and Sebastian is all taken aback and is like, "As if," and is so offended having seen this. And with that, she's pulled off stage. The ruckus ends. The following days, it's quite a bit of discussions as everything is discovered, the reports, the computers, and the truth comes out. What Jeanette had done to everybody there. And of course, eventually everybody's brought back from the factory as well. The shadow people return, and soon things sort of turn back to normal. Ellen is still sitting behind the counter. She has a tendency to wear a bit more black now than before. But as she says, some of us will always have to live a bit in the shadows, no matter what. And I remember a time when we stood there in the schoolyard and swapped tape. Micke had a big brother. He used to rent horror movies and make copies. One week it was The Thing, next it was Nightmare on Elm Street. A friend used to swap tapes in the schoolyards and make their own copies. And they sat transfixed in front of their TVs when their parents were away. Everyone had nightmares, but they would never tell anything about it. Our parents said it would kill our brains, but sometimes, when we saw them sitting in front of the TV, watching some boring movie with their eyes glazed, our brain really was dying. and the witch hunt began. We were told that all horror movies were to be banned, that role-playing games made us worship the devil, and that listening to rock music was dangerous. That was just the way it was back then. If someone was different, they were considered dangerous. So we broke the rules in basements and hideouts, far away from the grown-up world.
You have listened to a special episode of Red Moon Roleplaying, where we play the adventure horror movie Mayhem for Tales from the Loop. Tales from the Loop is published by Fria. Horror movie Mayhem was designed by the talented Gabriel de Bourg, who has also made all of the music you have heard in this episode. As always, a big thank you to all of our supporters. If you enjoy the show and want to encourage our work, head over to Patreon and see if you want to support the show there. We hope you enjoyed this special episode and look forward to meeting again. Thank you for listening.